Hey, this is Dawn. Dawn. Kryptonium, the last hope of crypto. The only one true hero of crypto. And today we are going to talk about validators and why it is so important to decentralize validator set. I'm going to present to you some issues that we face right now with the validators, and this video is education for those who are not aware. This is why I truly encourage you to take the matter in your own hands, like this video, comment on this video, what do you think, and share this video for the greater good, because you too can be a hero. So this tweet of Wolf Contract, it's not argument with him, he gets the point actually, so we're going to speak on this. So he said, do you wish to see a voting power cap for validators to prevent top-heavy concentration and potential consensus attacks / centralization? So you know what's the issue here, the attacks, security, centralization. So I tweeted on this because I do not really like this artificial hand of making the caps on something working. I believe I can play my part through educating and helping the community to decentralize the networks. I don't know how valid is my voice, but I think we can actually educate the people, and without this interference, maybe change it. But so I said maybe the bottom validators, like actually Don Kryptonium, could work twice as hard, you know. But yeah, the Wolf said it's not about working hard, it's about 1-2 top validators accumulating enough weight to threaten the Tendermint consensus model, so 33% control. It's simply bad for the network. That's why a cap makes sense to proactively prevent this. So what's your opinion on this? And you know, till we have no solution, let's educate this. Also, this video is sponsored by the Don Kryptonium Validator Onomic. And also, keep the eye on Don popping in the active set on Cosmos, and then delegate to Don Kryptonium on Cosmos Hub. So let's go to the mint scan, and you see when we even look at the prop 72, what is happening when the validators are simply weak and maybe not active. So we know if the 2 validators or 3 validators would concentrate over 33% of the power, that's the major security risk. But it could happen because people often look at the list, they choose the first 2 validators, the top one, right? If they are top, they are probably good, so they delegate to them, unaware of the fact that they increase the security risk. But also the other thing, so this is just example of prop 72, and you know, this prop has been out since 27 of June. So we are over 1 week in, and we still did not reach the quorum, which is the issue. And the issue is the validators simply not being active in here. So this is why it's important that the users actually will vote, because if the validators are not voting, that's where your vote comes in. But of course, you would like validators to vote simply for the fact to quorum gets passed, because some, you know, this is different type of prop, but you might have the security patch proposal, and if the quorum is not reached, it delays the upgrade. So I'm going to look at we are going to start from the Cosmos, right, from the validators. And if you look here now, so how many are around 80 validators, so less than half of the validators have voted on this proposal. Of course, there is still few days left. There is 6 days left to do this. But you can actually notice that many of the top validators, so the number 1 validator, the highest validator that did any vote is SG1, then is 7, and then is number 8, which is the issue. And the issue is that many of the big validators are often centralized exchanges holding the custody of the tokens under their own node, and they simply don't pay attention what is happening to the network, right? They use the node to offer the staking rewards on their own centralized exchanges, and some of you naively also delegating to them because you recognize the brand, like the Binance. You see the Binance staking, hey, it's big company, I'm going to delegate to them. But this is the mistake, because first of all, you will not receive the airdrops. Those are usually excluded. Those are not active on the network and they don't really care for you. So they run the validator for their own benefit. So if you see at the validator rank, so the number one likely is the Stakefish, who is participant. But the second one is Binance, who simply never votes and has nearly 6% of voting power. Dokia Capital, not very active. So I believe it's some fund. You have Coinbase Custody, never votes. Then you have SG1, who is active. Kraken never votes, zero knowledge, average, but does vote. Then you have Game, active. You see voting nearly everywhere. Then you have Paradigm, vote just a few times. Sika, not that active, but you know, Sika is actually reachable. And you see, this is the problem. And this is why you want actually delegate to the validators who actively participate. And also you want to delegate it often to the smaller to avoid this concentration of power within the few top validators. And that includes even new networks like the Nomic. You can see the Nomic, the number one validator has 1.5 million NOM, and many people will delegate to this person because in the app or in the Kepler wallet, many people look at the top and they think, hey, this is the top one, this is good. I'm not saying they're bad, but they now have well over 10% of the power of the network. And going into the future, this will be the problem. So looking at the top one has a lot, but when you go to the bottom one, you can see how small are the bottom validators. It's not only about their profits, it's also about decentralizing the network to make sure that there is no security breach. And you see many other networks have these massive issues. Kava, which is super centralized, and Kava continuously struggle to reach the quorum, actually. So let's look at Kava. Like Kraken is so huge on Kava. Let's see the network, so I can explain this more to you. Does Kraken even votes here? Let's see what's this shit. So the 4 top validators on Kava do not vote. This is just ridiculous thing who you delegate to, right? So if you go to validators, Kraken never voted. You see, 4 top validators, they never vote, and the cumulative share is 55%. 2 validators on the Kava, if they collapse, the network falls, the network holds. And you see 3 validators hold around 50% of power. That's why educating you who to delegate is also important. Very similar thing happens to Evmos right now. Do we have Evmos here? And also we are going to speak about the validators selling rewards, which I mentioned yesterday on Evmos. And we are going to look to who's good validator, right? By the way, also I spoke on another issue, so I want to speak to this. I see many validators, and this is not to blame the validator, but validators are spinning up new nodes on new networks. And to me, if you decided to go on new network, you need to be engaged and you need to believe in this new network, that they develop the product that you are personally interested in and that you will support the network, because then we will end up with the validators going on new networks, and look at Kava. Like, this might end up being like dead chain. It's very high in the ranks of the price and development, but the validators are the main Kava problem right now, right? Like, look, many simply do not care, do not give. I don't know if I'm wrong here, you know, I didn't look much, but this is the problem. If there is the validator, now we still don't have many chains. Let's say we get new chains and they simply want to grow and they grow to 200 chains. You will end up daily with few to tens of proposals every single day, some of them important. What if 190 of these chains is non-profitable for these validators, or there is so little money that this validator can't be bothered? They will stop giving a shit about this network. This is why I want to speak to you, validators. Do not spin up node to every new network that pops out. This is going to end up badly. You will not care. Start the nodes on the networks that you do believe in, that you care, and the networks you pay attention to and check every day. Also, for the projects, you don't have to start with hundreds of validators. It's better to start with 30 that care than having 50 that care and 50 that don't care. You are a part of the problem. So this is really something I wanted to speak of. Let's go to Evmos. Right? So I don't know if Evmos is on Minscan. This is for address. I can't do here. So okay, we do actually have Evmos. Sorry for that. So if we go to Evmos, the validators, luckily, they are very active, right? So you have Orbital Apes, Disperse, Friends, Cosmos Stations, all super active validators. But the advice also for you, why you should decentralize this network, the Evmos has extremely high inflation now. So there is a lot of money to be made. And if I would be personally in the place of Orbital Apes having 10% share in the Evmos at 600% APR, like, serious, 3 million, around how much is this? So that's like 600%, that's like close to 20 million Evmos a year, of which they would get 5%, right? So that's like 1 million additional Evmos just for being validator. Sorry if I'm confused. I try to count it quickly, but essentially that's few $1,000s, I believe. So that's like 150k a month or so, or 200k. That's big money for the project. They will sell. Don't blame them. You delegated to them, like they are. Everyone loves profit. So if you decentralize, and this is why the Evmos is the network where it's so important to actually delegate to the smaller validators. Maybe not the ones that are not active. But let me, Mercury is the great validator, and it's often struggling. You see, these ones I personally don't know, but they seems like the active validators. So okay, the bottom ones still fail. Even, you know, like, I don't think we stake in this big company, but it needs to get decentralized, you know. Crypto Crew validators, hey, get more active. I understand you are newer. Nosenode, Jerrypool, Ted Crypto, Stake Frieds, Chill Validation, Oni, Space Potato, Crossnest. You know, there is so many. You can actually do delegate and make sure that the pressure of the selling maybe would be smaller, but also these other validators could sell. But this creates the too much of the power in the center. It gives them more opportunities, and the opportunities is not spread equally. So this is the problem that we do need to solve. As I said, I will be speaking to you. I will tell you why it's worth to decentralize, to delegate to the lower validators, to the active validators who care about the network, because that's really important. So for me, I started Nomic Node because I look at this every day. I run on Stargaze under the Bad Kids validator with partnership with few people. I want to run on Cosmos because I care of these networks. The next one, maybe I would try Juno. I care. Maybe I would try Agoric. I pay attention, but I'm not going to spin up to 50 networks because I can't give my attention to these 50 networks. And that's the main issue. So help this invisible hand of free market to decentralize the validators. Because if not, you encourage the hand of centralized power coming into help. Sorry, this video is maybe boring, long, but you can see yourself on the mint scan all the data you need. You can see the small validators on Twitter. You don't know, ask me, ask people, they will help you. So with this message, Done Kryptonium is out. Till the next time.